What's going on, guys? Welcome to my late edition of Sunday Stockwatch Sunday. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. We talk about everything that has to do with over-the-counter stocks. And these are stocks that are not regularly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And every Sunday I go live and we break down a few stocks that maybe received some news, or maybe we're expecting news, and it's just something to watch out for. By no means does this mean that we are going to be buying these stocks or selling these stocks or taking any kind of action other than watching and then seeing how it plays out and then take action accordingly. Make sure we're making those plans and not shooting ourselves in the foot by just listening to somebody else's opinion. Actually making the plan and making an informed decision yourself. We're not here to feed you anything. It's just giving you examples as to how we find value in these stocks. So as always, towards the end of my videos when I go live, you can see here on the right of me that people are talking and showing up, but they also ask questions. So if you have a question about a particular ticker other than the ones that I'm going over, or even some additional questions on the content that I go over on the stocks that I'm watching this week, feel free to ask away. I'll be happy to answer those for you. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and welcome everybody here. So Boomdog, Dylan, Sharon, Familia Lopez, what's going on? Josh, as always, good to see you, buddy. Justin, Laura, yeah, I don't care, Laura. So okay. Greg, what's going on? Brandon, how's it going? So a couple stocks we're watching this week are going to be UOIP, IMTV. I know you're going to roll your eyes, but everybody, there's a lot of people in it. There's a lot of things that happen this weekend that we have to go over. It's a must. CMGO, and there was another one. Oh, FRFS. How did I forget? So FRFS. So there's four altogether, actually. There's a lot going on, towards the end of the close on Friday. And I think that it's something, worth watching this week on all four of those. So welcome, everybody. Everybody's coming in. Josh, yeah. I mean, how do we not, talk about those stocks? There's just so much going on, right? So let's just break those down. So if you're joining me for the first time, we are a community. It's not just Own the Chaos here on YouTube. I've helped build a community. It's called We Trade HQ. And so if you go to WeTradeHQ.com, it's a great community of people where we can get together and talk and make ideas. And there's all kinds of tools there for you for free. You can do technical analysis and chat with people within our community live all at the same time. It's all in real time just for you. And I'll go ahead and show it to you real quick. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me get myself smaller. Whoop. Get you out of the way because you're on my nerves. No, just kidding. Okay. Just share my screen here with you. So here's WeTradeHQ.com. And I already have UOIP pulled up. But if you go to WeTradeHQ.com, this will be the home screen that you see here. There's all kinds of awesome stuff. This is the most popular talked about stocks here for you. And, there's courses here. Of course, those are purchased. And there's mentorships that we talk to. We guide people every day throughout our mentorships. I'm in the morning, Kiko's at night. This is just for OTC stocks right now. But we are in the process. And very, very soon, we will have other partners that trade in other niches in the market that you might also be interested in. So I highly encourage you to check that out. But for right now, it's just me. Again, this is going to be something that's going to be way bigger than me. And I really hope that, it gets there and this snowball is really rolling. So let's go ahead and check out UOIP. This is what you can do. You can go and do due diligence and technical analysis right on WeTradeHQ and chat with people about it. It's one of the best things you can do, and it's all for free. So UOIP has been doing a lot of, has been involved in a lot of legal patent infringement cases as of late. And so one of our friends within our community actually provided a helpful link here that I went ahead and clicked on. This is the story explaining the issues that are going on with UOIP. So they have a frequency distribution patent that they've been accusing these other cable services on a patent infringement. And one of the most recent ones was when Cisco basically tried to dismiss the patent infringement. And so there's been other cable companies that followed suit. One of them was this one that one of our members and longtime friend of mine is BB. I like BB Stock. You know, said that they've won against Eris. Eris was moving to dismiss, dismiss these allegations or whatever. And so the court case, I think I have it pulled up here. Yep. So the petition is denied. Further ordered that patent owner's motion for additional discovery is dismissed as moot. So basically, the court system went and told Eris to, shove it up their, because there's a patent infringement going on. And so UOIP has now won another one. And so it has reached 52-week highs as of the close on Friday. But this hasn't been officially released as a PR. So that's why we're going to watch to see how this momentum moves. So it hasn't been official. The reason why we know about it is because there's folks within our group who have this Pacer monitor. They pay for it. It's $50 a month. You don't necessarily have to do that unless you absolutely want to. There's other people within the group that, we all help each other out. So this is just another way of doing it. So this is the petition for that. It was denied. Or the document for the petition that was denied. And so anytime there's any kind of court case going on, pending, whatever, and we'll go over that with CMGO as well, it's always a great catalyst. And, if we go and look at the share structure for UOIP, it's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. Outstanding shares is 1.6 billion. Float hasn't been updated, but you can do the math. It's not the way that it's trading as well. You can see that there wasn't a whole lot of volume coming in here. And, the numbers that are reflecting in OTC markets aren't the real numbers, in my opinion, just because of how well it traded with just a few trades on Friday's close, up to Friday's close from like 2:30 on. It's really been having an awesome, and we can just go look at the day, the one giant green candle here on the daily here. And this was Friday. It was pretty awesome to see. A lot of folks got in this way early when it was consolidating down in here and when people knew that this could have been coming down the pipe. So UOIP is going to be one to watch for this week once people finally get word of this and official PR is released in regards to this court case. So as you can see, it was up 46% Friday. I anticipate this going into 10-cent range or more. Just my opinion. Just my estimation. Again, we don't know if it's actually going to do that. So don't take that as, a concrete answer. This is just based on the history of other plays similar to this. I think 10 cents is a very distinct possibility for UOIP. Next one, CMGO. So I liked this explanation, and this is Investors Hub. We all know how we feel about it, but every once in a while you have nice little nuggets of information that you can kind of use and apply to certain things. So if you've been following my channel a while, we know about CMGO. We've been following it since May. They've been in this battle with companies basically been stealing business from them, and racketeering's been thrown around, and this, that, and the other. So they are in the middle of a stay, which basically that means that they've been giving this a lot of time to talk it over as far as settlement goes. It's potentially a $200 million settlement. I don't see that happening. It would be fantastic if it did. I don't see it having that large of a settlement. It could be in the millions, though. Let's be honest about that. I just don't see it being $200 million, even though I think CMGO deserves every penny of it. But if this July 30th is when the stay is up. So when the stay goes up, then they are forced into another trial or a hearing, what have you, in August. And I believe it's in mid-August. I have to look up the date. My apologies for not pulling that up beforehand, but I know it's in August. So that'll be the next step. Understand, though, if for whatever reason this happens and, settlement goes through before the 30th, fantastic. If it doesn't, such is life when it comes to court cases. This is one thing that it's just it could keep dragging out. You know, that's the unfortunate thing about this. If you're invested in CMGO, consider it a long position as at this point. And if you don't desire to do anything with the money that's in CMGO, then by all means leave it in there. I think that once this finally goes through, that, you know, it could pay off for you in the long run. But I don't expect anything at this point. I am surprised that a settlement hasn't hasn't gone through at this point. I don't have high hopes that it's going to by the 30th, and it's just going to keep going down and through the court system. So for me, if you're in CMGO, if I was in CMGO still, I would be, you know, waiting to see what happened. And if I just have money in there that I just kind of wanted to just let sit, and, you know, I'm not going to pay attention to it, I don't care what it does because I don't need that money right now, then I think that you're in a good spot. For me, I'm going to have to actually see some action on this before I decide to reinvest. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be watching it. I for sure will be watching it up to the July 30th. I'm just not optimistic about it. That's all. FRFS. So let's go to FRFS. This has been an interesting one. Everybody knows we've been watching this for a while as well. Again, so just pulling this up. Just give it a second here. So we've always been watching this GIFA Holdings. You know, when's it actually going to happen? You know, when are the filings going to come out that actually makes this official? And it happened on Friday. It just so happens that it did. So if you look here, 10K came out. Bunch of 10Qs. Looks like they're trying to get current with all their garbage, you know, and yeah, they've been taking their good old time with it. But GIFA has now been basically announced that they are GIFA. In fact, they are changing their names. And I've seen a lot of people say that it's been popping up on their brokerages. So if you have a brokerage and you're invested in FRFS, expect it to see GIFA Holdings on there very soon, and no longer will it be Firefish. They have great float. I don't think they're not currently reporting on float right now, but just the way that it trades, very little. It takes very little energy to move this thing. In my opinion, I think this is only beginning for GIFA. We always like to talk about how, you know, they have filings and they're looking to get current. After they get current, what else happens after that? FRFS, I think this is just the beginning so far. Obviously, a lot of these things take time. But I think, in my opinion, this is going to be another one of those things to watch out for. Not a whole lot of volume going on with GIFA to get it to move the way that it does. So if you look at the daily chart here, it's been a wild, crazy ride for FRFS. Some of the same patterns we see here. Wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down to its 7 to 6 cent range. Once we see more catalysts, which there could be more filings this week that come out on it now that they are making everything official. You know, it could be a nice runner. We don't know exactly where we could see this going, but I anticipate those previous 52-week highs that were broken just recently to be broken even further once we wait to see what exactly they're planning on doing with GIFA Holdings. Now, last but not least, IMTV. So IMTV, they had a great successful event that happened on Saturday. If you're not familiar with what they're doing or what they do, they are a entertainment company. A few months ago, they had a music festival in Cincinnati. They had Rick Springfield, the B-52s, a bunch of other you know, older bands. You know, those 80s bands. It was very popular. They were very successful with that. Saw lots of revenue. And they did it again, even bigger. They blew this out of the water. So they sold out. You know, they originally only had 3 tiers of this ticketing system. They created a 4th tier, up the VIP. Lots of people were buying tickets here. I think the revenue is going to probably double or even triple what they had back in Cincinnati. And they're paying off debt with it, which is fantastic. They have a website that just went live. If you go to, do I have it pulled up? No, but let's go ahead and just do that. IMTV, they had some disclosures that came out on Friday as well. Quarterly report filings came out. They announced that, you know, they are still trying to pay off debt. They took over, you know, a year ago, this was a stock that was bidless. If you look at the history, a year ago, the stock was bidless, had no bids on it whatsoever. Now, it is a high float stock. Right now, they're around, this is not current. As of 7/25, they were at 2.5 billion shares in their float. Let's see. Yeah. Free trading shares, public float, 2.5 billion. So, you know, IMTV, they still have, you know, a road ahead of them, but they have progress. I mean, they had Tekashi 69 and they got him at this Lit Up Music Festival. Not only that, but there's plenty of other top 100 Billboard guests and entertainers that were here. Smoke Perp, Juice WRLD, Yo Gotti. They were all big names. Obviously, you know, it doesn't take much to do due diligence on this. Just YouTube any of them, and they all have hundreds of millions of views on their music, and the type of crowd that they brought to that festival. You know, they were pretty forthcoming on all of the you know. Here's some clips on the actual concert that was held on Saturday, and it was a rousing success. So there you have it. I think IMTV is extremely undervalued, trading at 0017, 0018. I think once we see revenue numbers, that this could be the difference maker for IMTV. This is not the only. This is not the last stop for them. They have another. What do I want to say? Another festival planned for mid-fall, early to mid-fall, and we'll see what else they have in store for us then. So with that, I knew I was really long-winded, but I want to make sure I covered all that. It seemed like everything happened at once on Friday, and it was just a lot to cover for today. So with that, let's go ahead and check out and see what everybody's talking about. So I'm going to pull this up just so that I know what you guys are looking at. So Kenneth, this is probably not a good, you know, like, you're not giving me anything here. Buy OEQ, buy it at 1,000% by this Wednesday. First of all, everybody's been saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it hasn't happened. I'm not saying it's going to happen, or I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but there's I feel a certain way about any Q stock, any bankrupt stock. It just never works out according to plan. So you don't know for sure if it's going to be 1,000% runner. So I don't encourage anybody to do that. You're lucky I haven't deleted that. So anybody wants to do that garbage on my feed, you're going to get deleted. So fair warning. Will a ticker symbol change for FRFS? I have to believe that it will. There's no official word on that yet. Most of the time when companies take over other companies like this, FRFS doesn't make any sense for GIFA Holdings, right? Lots of times these tickers actually make sense with whatever the company is doing. Bigfoot's, BGFT, you know, so just as an example. So FRFS doesn't really make sense. I imagine that GIFA Holdings could end up being GIFA. We never know. 6'9" kid gave me nightmares. I mean, that's cool. And you can, like I said, I'm not looking at the type of music they play. And I think people need to get their heads out of that. He brings the money. And that's all that matters. Okay, we're looking at not all the colors in his hair. We're looking at the green. We're just looking at how much money that individual has brought IMTV because of the type of status that he has. And not just him, but Juice WRLD and Smoke Perp, all those guys. You might not know them and you might hate their music, but they bring in revenues. They bring in money. And you can see that they sold out that show. And that's what matters. So, I mean, I know everybody has their own opinions on it, and that's fine. Like, you're allowed to have your opinion on music. You're allowed to listen to whatever the heck you want to. I'm just showing you the value because of how many people actually follow him. I mean, the recent hit that was dropped by 6ix9ine was out for, it's been a week now, has over 65 million views on YouTube. in a week. It's insane. So you can't deny the numbers. Poor child, yeah. Did you ever see attendance numbers for Lit Up? I did not see attendance numbers. If somebody has them, please share them. I don't think they disclosed those just yet, but yeah, I'm not sure yet. Heard IMTV converted notes in Core 2 and prices consolidating means a good thing. Yes, absolutely means a good thing. As long as they're converting those notes, it's always a good thing. If it doesn't run, will you change yours? No, I actually said that if it goes over a penny, I would dye my hair. I would make my hair rainbow. I did say that. You can go back and watch. I said I would do it if it went over a penny because I don't care. It's just hair. Price hasn't dropped even though... What are we talking about? IMTV is not diluting. All right. So just going over some other questions. VLNX. We already covered VLNX. It's a very thin traded stock. Look, I'm not going to say that there's no value in VLNX. If you look to take a position on VLNX, and let's just go ahead and take a look at that, okay? Here's my take on these types of stocks. Can you make money on them? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you need to be careful with them, and here's why. So VLNX, okay? Oops. Here's the story with VLNX. Was it that they were reinstated? I think it was that they were reinstated. So let's just take a look. I don't want to say something wrong, but I'm pretty sure that there was reinstatement going on with or was it a merger? Something like that. Let's take a look. Not much there. So let's go to I think it was something that, let's go to Nevada Secretary of State. Hold on. Bear with me one sec. Oh, crap. All right, let's see here. Well, that's pulling up. Let's look at the share structure here. So VLNX share structure floats at 7,151,049. Okay. I don't know, and I'll share this to you. I'll show this to you. Let's bring this back. Let's bring us back for a sec, just so that you get a visual on what it is that I'm looking at. So it's at 7 million, and this was based back on 2013. The way that it was trading over Friday and Thursday, to me, it's one of those things where you should be careful with this, because if you take a large position, it's going to be extremely hard for you to get out. And I mean large position by just saying $500 to $1,000 in a position. It's going to be extremely hard for you to get out of this. So please take caution if you go to make a play like this. When you see these low floaters, you have to be conscious of that. It's going to be very difficult. The reason for that being is because there's not a whole lot of shares there to be traded. So what happens is the spread gets huge, and you have people, but before you know it, you get like a 50% haircut. If you bought in on the ask price, somebody sells on the bid, you could potentially lose 50% in one trade on stuff like this. So you have to be careful with it and know exactly what you're doing when you're handling these very extremely low flow stocks. This is something that I would consider to be illiquid, meaning that it's not moving as fluidly as something that has a slightly larger share structure. So let's take a look, and I just want to confirm this for all of you. So Vision Plasma, I think it was Nevada. I just want to make sure. Just double checking here. Maybe it was that merge out. Yeah, it was a merge out. That's what it was. Yep. So it was a merge out. Always a really decent catalyst down here in the OTC, obviously, right? So they're merging out, and that's how it was discovered through the Nevada Secretary of State. Lots of times we find this stuff such as reinstatements or whatever else. If you're not familiar with this resource, I would highly encourage you to do that. And so that is what happens when something like this is running. Even though it's running, there's not enough eyes on it still. And so when you see something that has an extremely low float like that, it's very difficult to get in and out of if you plan on taking a large position. I'm not going to sit here and bash it, say it's a crap stock or anything like that, or you can't find some sort of value on it. I just want to make sure that you understand exactly what you're getting yourself into when you make a trade like this. I mean, I saw buy orders and sell orders on this at 10,000 shares a pop at a half a penny, and that's only $40. This stock was moving on $40 purchases and sells. So that should tell you what you're dealing with when you're making trades like this on a stock that has this type of share structure. Again, you can make money on this. You just have to know exactly what you're doing and how to get out of it. You have to make a much more calculated plan, in my opinion, when you're making trades on these types of stocks. So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to confuse anybody, but I just want to make sure that you guys exercise caution when you're making these types of plays. Pray IMT run yet. FLTT, same deal with FLTT. It looks like, it popped up when we got that news and nothing happened after that. So, it's just one of those things I just don't really have much of an opinion on. I have to do a little bit more research on. Yeah, Vin. Vin Ferretti. It's good to see you, buddy. Appreciate the comedic value you bring. Appreciate it. Good to see you, man. Could you explain merge out? So merge out, basically they're merging out into another company. We touched on this a little bit in my mentorship program, that I wasn't 100% ready to give an answer on that. And I've still been trying to figure out, because this is not the first thing we saw this week, actually, right, Sharon? So when we were looking at this, we also saw another one on the Nevada Secretary of State that said merge in. So still trying to figure out, what is it, a merger, reverse merger, whatever. But when I was looking into it a little bit more, all I knew was that I could find out that it was merging out into another company in another state. So I believe that is kind of the gist of what merge out means. So I don't know if it means that they're moving out of Nevada and into their registration is moving out of Nevada into another state, or what all that means. They're definitely moving into another company. Does that mean that their registration then gets defunct in Nevada and they move over to somewhere else? I think it was California, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a little bit about what merging out is and what it means. But before I give you a 100% answer, I'm still trying to do my own due diligence, and so I can give you a good, clear answer on that. So appreciate your patience on that, but that's all I've got so far. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, definitely hit me up. You know how to get me. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. So it doesn't look like anybody's got too many other questions at this point. So before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and let's do this one more time. I almost forgot. Went through all that trouble. I told you guys that I was doing a giveaway, right? So we're doing a giveaway. You had to go on Facebook. There was a distinct list of instructions to go on the Facebook. You had to like the post. You had to share it and bring to, or not share it, but you had to like the post, bring two new friends to our Facebook page, and they had to stay. And so if you did that, you got entered into a drawing. Mark Sims did that 33 effing times. He got 33 entries in. He was responsible for bringing 66 new members into our Facebook page. Well done, Mark Sims, and well deserved. You, my friend, are getting a free course from me. And not only that, you get the free course and the 90 days mentorship is included. Okay, so congratulations to Mark Sims for absolutely killing it. He just destroyed you guys. I saw a bunch of people had entries on there, and thank you so much for participating and bringing new faces and new eyeballs into the WeTrade HQ platform and Facebook page to see what we're about. But Mark Sims absolutely annihilated you guys. Every day I was seeing him bring new people on, and it's just awesome to see, you know, that type of hustle. So well deserved. Congratulations, Mark Sims. I'll be reaching out to you to give you the code for my course for free, and of course you'll get that 90-day free mentorship with me in the mornings as well. If you guys aren't familiar with that, I do have a course. And you know, if this was very interesting for you, you go to WeTradeHQ.com. I have a course for you to get started, to accelerate your career, and to help you not make those mistakes that I made as an early trader. And you know, check it out. You also get, with the purchase of that course, 90 days free of a personal exclusive mentorship where I go live with you know, my members within that group from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And it's the most volatile time of the market. We go over scans, questions. It's just a much more personal environment. People can physically ask me questions over like a voice chat, and I'm on YouTube as well. I give them like a exclusive link that only they can view, and we basically just talk it all out as the market is going nuts in the morning. It's the most volatile time of the market. It's from 9:30 to 10 a.m. right, Eastern time, and so you get that personal atmosphere with me, and we go over and break down potential stocks and potential plays for the day. Sometimes I'll be actually making trades during that time. Sometimes I'll almost make a trade. I've done that before and kind of back off and be like, wait a minute, I don't like this. This doesn't smell right, and here's why. So I think that it's a steal. It's a great value if you're looking to step up your game and accelerate your trading career, if it's something that you're serious about. And you know, don't take it from me. There's plenty of people that have left reviews already and are loving it and are learning already. So check it out. So yeah, thanks. Congrats, Mark. Yeah. So that's awesome. So thanks again, guys. If you are, you know, want to know more, please subscribe to my channel. I go live 6 days a week. Or, yeah, 5 days a week. Oh, I'm losing it. It's late tonight, guys, so sorry about that. I will see you all before the bell, as always, and B. Smith is out. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.